Did you know that not long ago, many states actually barred individuals with intellectual and mental health challenges from getting married? That bias lingers today in the form of strict SSI rules, where tying the knot can slash your benefits by 25% and force couples to share even lower asset limits. In this video, we'll dive into the marriage penalty for individuals with disabilities and show you what to watch out for before saying I do. And I ask you to click on the link below to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, where we address many issues like these that affect the disability community. So in the past in America, as many of us know, individuals with disabilities were heavily discriminated against. Many were even sterilized against their will. In the early 20th century, laws were passed in various states preventing individuals with intellectual and mental challenges from even getting married. Unfortunately, this bias against marriage among the disability community continues today in rules regarding public benefits. So let's talk about SSI, or Supplemental Security Income. Couples on SSI can only earn 75% of what an individual on SSI might earn. For example, on the federal level, an individual can receive less than $987 a month and still qualify for SSI. But a couple must receive less than $1,470 a month to qualify for SSI. For assets, a couple can only have a measly $3,000 of countable assets, while an individual can have a not much more generous amount of just $2,000 of countable assets. The government's argument here has been economies of scale. They say that it costs less when you live together and you share your food. But is that really the case? Also, if a couple is living together and holding themselves out to the community that they're married, even if they're not married, SSI can still treat them like they're married and impose those draconian laws on them. So in California, we no longer recognize common law marriage, where if people are living together for a long enough time, they're considered married. That doesn't apply in California. But SSA can still look at your situation in California if you're living together and say that you're married. Is this fair? No, none of this is fair.
Hello, did you know that my mom helps people all the way through the state of California from top to bottom? Go give her a call.
Okay, and let's also talk about child disability benefits. So these are benefits that you get based on your parents' work record. So if your parents work for a while and then they retire, then you get half of what they're receiving in retirement. This is if you're disabled and you became disabled before age 22. You can receive half of what your parents are receiving. And then if they die or upon their death, you can receive 3/4 of what they were receiving. But guess what? If that child receiving child disability benefits then goes and gets married, they lose the entire child disability benefit paycheck, 100% of it. I guess the reasoning here is that the parent needed to support the disabled child for the rest of their lives. But if that child gets married, then I guess it's on the spouse to support the disabled child. But if you have a disability, you usually need more money to support your daily activities, not less. I mean, none of this makes any sense. So what can we do to rectify this horrible situation? We want people to get married, right? I mean, isn't this something that a public policy concern? There are some great advocates of marriage equality. There was this wonderful movie, documentary that was recently released called Patrice, the Movie. And I recommend that you watch that. It was beautiful and also heartbreaking. And then also Representative Jimmy Panetta of California recently reintroduced the Marriage Equality for Disabled Adults Act, which would address at least some of these discrepancies. So we'll keep you posted when we see movement on this issue. So before getting married, you really do need to look to see what will marriage do to your public benefits. And you might make a different decision, unfortunately. So would you like to know more about how SSI, SSDI, and child disability benefits provide income to individuals with disabilities? I suggest you check out my video over here, and I'll see you there.
Did you know that my mom has a monthly newsletter? Subscribe by clicking below.